This one is a common question, again, reflected in some of the questions that we've received over the last week. And the question is where do I find new partners? Is there a magic list that exists somewhere? Do I grab that list and start cold calling? How does it actually work?
Great question. I wish I had $1 for every time somebody asked me for my list of contacts. I'd be very rich. No, please don't start cold calling. I was chatting about this the other day, that I think sometimes when people go around corporate partnerships, they treat it like individual giving. So they think, I've got a great program, I've got a great project, and, there's a real need. So they focus on what the need is, and obviously people will want to give to that. It's not the same. People give in terms of businesses for different reasons. So there's a bit of preparation to do. Now, Julia, do you mind getting up the engagement cycle on the screen? Because I'm just going to run through. This is an established methodology that Linda and I use. So I'm going to show you the little bit that you need to do before you start calling people or before you start having those coffees. So there's 3 stages to it. The first bit is getting ready for corporate partnerships. So that's all the blue boxes there. And I'm going to cover each one of those because they're really the foundation to any partnership. Next part is the yellow part, which is all about finding the right partner. How do you actually go out there and find them? Which ones are right for you? And the third part is the step-by-step process on how you win those partners. So let's focus on each of those blue boxes at the top. So strategic review. So this is really about where are you going with your organization? What do you need to get there? And how can a corporate partner, what do you need from a corporate partner? If you can identify what you need from a corporate partner, it's really easy then to kind of define what industries that you might want to look for and then make a clear ask. The second one is about your assets. So what do you have to offer to a potential partner? And this is the reason why organizations will give specifically to you as opposed to other organizations. It's really about what you have to offer to them. Next thing is your unique value proposition. What's special about you? There's 54,000 registered charities in Australia. Why would they want to give specifically to your organization as opposed to some of the other organizations out there? Can you tell potential partners what's special about you? And the next part is really important about getting your organization on board. So don't just assume that people know where a partnership is and why you're entering into a partnership. And also make sure that you do decide upfront any areas that you don't want to go into. So any of those no-go areas, alcohol might be an issue for your organization. It might not. What about junk food or fast food? Are you prepared to partner with organizations who are involved in that? So that's the foundation work that you need to do before you even start having those conversations. Because the idea, if we go back to the question, Julia, where you said, can I just have your contact list? Which is, as we said, really, really common. So if you get the contact list, then what are you going to go and talk to them about? So do you know what you want from them? Do you know what you have to offer to them? And can you articulate what's special about you? And you don't want to be in the situation where you're already having conversations with a potential partner, and then your board or your chair or your CEO says, hang on a minute, why are we talking to this partner that doesn't align with our programs? So it's really important to be able to set those foundation work, find the synergies, and then you can start looking. So if you think about, you've got hundreds of thousands of businesses in Australia, so you've got so many to choose from. Once you know what you want from them, you're defining it down. Once you know what you have to offer and who might be interested in that, again, you're defining it, you're refining your list. Then if you can articulate what's special about you and which ones you are and aren't going to partner with, it means that you've got a really strategic way of looking for new partners and new contacts rather than just going for anyone.
That's great. That's fantastic. And that engagement cycle is just such a useful one-page tool that you've put together there. Is that something that you find that you're teaching a lot at the moment in partnerships, in the conversations that you're having, just coming back to those basics of the cycle?
Yeah, it's so common that I keep using the analogy at the moment that when people start in corporate partnerships, that they compare it to individual giving, and I've got a great need and I've got a great program, and that's why people are going to give to me. But corporate partnerships work very differently than that. It might come from an advertising budget, as Linda was saying. It might come from a CSR budget. It might come from philanthropy, and you need to work out what it is that they're interested in and what you have to offer to them. Which of those budgets are you tapping into, and just really articulate what it is that you can do for them and why they should choose you.
Right. Is there some parts, just to delve into that engagement cycle a little bit more, is there some parts on there that you see people commonly miss? Are there steps there that you see that people commonly miss or have to come back to frequently?
Yeah, Julia, one thing that we find all the time, and maybe it's an Australian thing because we see it more in the Northern Hemisphere done consistently, it's a bit around assets.
Right.
Understanding what you've really got to offer. That's absolutely key to a successful relationship development. So for me, I kind of think about it as, do you want to do a speed date or do you want a marriage?
Right.
And if you want a marriage rather than a speed date, you've actually got to think about what's important and what you actually have to offer. So you've got to be fully dressed and very prepared for it. So, you're not just dipping in for a random experience here. You're in for the long term. So I think assets is a really important thing because everyone's got a version of their strategy to a greater or lesser degree of clarity. But what they actually haven't thought about is what are you offering and what are the benefits that then translate to your partner? So it's like you're like the world's worst speed date where you talk about yourself all evening. Mm-hmm. So that's the bit I think that's often missed, and it's really critical and can make the real difference between making a random ask and landing something that actually is meaningful for your partner.